I'm Jack Smith, this is Kevon Owen, and Kevin, sometimes kids in this culture and teenagers, they have a hard time being okay with being themselves. A lot of comparison, a lot of kids that don't like who they are and they're not really secure in their identity. How would you help a kid be okay with who he or she is?
Well, and I think a lot of that circles back to the last couple words that you said, their identity. They don't know yet. They're still becoming, they're still watching and they're observing and to see, what do I want my identity to be? And so part of that, I would say, is to encourage them to explore while keeping an eye on who they are. Keeping an eye on, because I know my kid. I raised my kid. I held my kid. I can tell you what he's about to do before he goes for the Oreos. I know this person and I know their heart. You know your kids. Pay attention to who they are, but also allow them the room to explore and see who they want to become.
Yeah, the conflict for that particular psychosocial stage of life, according to Erickson, between 12 and 18 is identity versus identity confusion. And this is about a kid growing up to be an adult. He's trying to find out how he fits in, or she's trying to figure out who likes me, who am I like, what group do I fit in? Do I fit in with the tribe, right? And so this is a very important time and a very confusing time for kids to be able to work through. And I think what you said is important. They're not supposed to know who they are yet. So if they think they're supposed to know and then they don't, that's going to make them feel like a failure. So I think it's important to allow them to be able to search that out and to say, you're not supposed to know. It's okay that you don't. And then give them tools to learn what road to walk down to figure out who they actually are.
There's a kind of therapy called Logotherapy. And the suggestion within Logotherapy is you ascribe the meaning to the experiences that you have. You ascribe the meaning to who you say you are. What is my identity? Am I a Christian? Am I a jock? Do I have like a bunch of letters? I mean, what is my identity? Well, you're the one who ascribes that identity. Is it something that you want it to be, or are you just listening to the loudest voices or the loudest crowds? And I don't know. I think a lot of times whenever we break off the logo and we start looking for more of who we are, we avoid some problems.
Yeah, and it seems like it's almost self-sabotage, because if you feel like you don't fit in, or people don't understand you, or you feel like an outsider, an outcast because you don't know who you are or how you fit into the tribe, then what you're doing is you're worrying about people accepting you for who you are. But if you lie, or you trade off the truth for lies, and just because you want to be liked or you want to be accepted by people, and you think, well, if I do this, or I look this way, or I act this way, then people will like me. They won't, because that's not you. See, you're actually hurting yourself here, because if you're just yourself, well, then when somebody accepts you, then they actually accept you and not some version of you you're trying to be.
Self-acceptance is a big part of this. Can you like you? Because if you can't like you, you're asking an awful lot of another person to try to like you.
True.
And you are the gatekeeper good enough. You're going to be the one who lets you be good enough, or you're going to be the one who's just going to keep pushing. How many people in the gym are ripped out and they're hitting weights going, man, I just hate my body. You are the gatekeeper to being good enough, because so much of what people know about you, you tell them. I'm worth knowing and being close to is a belief that some people have. Is a sentence that I've been in therapy with people who cannot say those words to me. Say the words, I'm worth knowing and being close to, and they will break. The answer is no, I don't believe that. If you don't believe that, how do you convince other people?
It's going to be tough. It's going to be tough. If you're a teenager dealing with this, or you're a parent maybe watching this video and you have a teenager that might be dealing with this, give us a call. We'd love to help you out.